Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my podcast, Dejah Brew. I'm your host, Dejah Olson, and thank you so much for joining me this week. I really appreciate all of you listening. If you're on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcast, wherever, thank you so much for listening today. First, grab a coffee or a tea or a smoothie, whatever you're feeling, and we're gonna sit down and have a little chat. Okay, today what I want to talk to you about is how I feel like just we as a people, everyone, I feel like we just need to slow down. I don't know. I feel like I've been thinking kind of like intuitively about this recently and just realizing how like in a hurry everyone is, and like, is that really necessary? And I've been trying to like take a few steps in my own life to try to like slow down and see how I feel about that, and if I enjoy it or if I'd rather like be with like the fast-paced culture that a lot of people are in, I feel like right now. And I just want to share with you some of my experiences, like some things that I've tried doing, testing out in my own life, so it can be like my own experiences, sharing them with you. And the first one is, I feel like everyone, at least one day, if you work in the same town that you live in, I feel like you should bike to work. Okay, of course you have to have a bike, but I don't know, a decent amount of people have a bike. So if you have a bike and if you live in the same town that you work, I feel like you should try riding your bike to work, because honestly, it's so fun. I started doing this about 3 weeks ago, and I've been biking almost every day, with an exception of like 3 days here and there, because I live on the other side of train tracks, and if a train is stopped, then I will be late for work. So those were the only exceptions, but for the most part, I've been biking to work every day. And I know this is mainly a summer thing, but that's why I'm putting this podcast out there while it's still summer. So if you guys want to try that, I don't know. From my experience, it was just so fun, and I think, for me at least, it took about twice as long as driving would. So if I had, say, a 10-minute drive from my house to work, it took about a 20-minute bike ride. So at least in my situation, I would leave half an hour early instead of 10 minutes early for work, and then I clocked in 10 minutes early and was able to get out 10 minutes early every single day. So that's been pretty nice. I don't know if your guys' works are like that. Of course not if you're like salary, but if you're just hourly, that's what I do, and that works for me. And yeah, all I do, I have just a mountain bike, and I used to have a cruiser, but it was just from Walmart, and the tires continuously pop all the time. Like, they just get a hole in them and they leak, which is annoying. So on that one I had a basket, so I just switched my basket onto my mountain bike, which is really nice because I always take a backpack to work, just with like my lunch in there and like perfume and deodorant and stuff. So I have my basket on the bike, so then the backpack doesn't hurt my back when I'm riding with it. And then and I put on headphones. Yes, I have a pair of Beats. I don't know, I've had them for like 5 years. They're like the big studio wireless ones, but I love them to kind of go around your ear instead of like on top of your ear. And yeah, I just jam out. I got my music up, and it's so fun. And I don't know if everyone likes this. I don't know how I feel about it. I just think it's funny. But honestly, like, the amount of looks that you'll get, that's kind of a big thing. At least for, I don't know, being a girl, I feel like people don't really always notice you. Like, if you're just in your car, especially if you have your windows up, like, how are they supposed to notice you? But when you're on a bike, I get so many like just looks and like smiles from guys, some girls too, but I just think that's kind of funny. And you're just being unique. And I like to, I don't know, sometimes I sing my music out loud, because I don't really care if I'm vibing, if I'm feeling the music, I'm gonna sing, because why not? And yeah, I just have such a great time with it. And having the music, you know, on like headphones in your ears is kind of the same concept as like the stereo in your car in a way, I feel like. So yeah, I mean, you can ride in silence and just listen to nature. That's perfectly fine too. But for me, I feel like having music just makes me like more pumped up, more excited, because I'm especially like getting off of work and having to bike home. I'm like, yeah, I get to listen to music and have like a fun, chill ride home. So that's really nice. Next, if biking is not an option for you, if you don't have a bike, or if maybe you work far away from where you live, something you could do if you're going to drive your car is to just drive the speed limit. This is another way that you can practice slowing down. Recently, about a week ago, I went to the Kansas City Pride Parade with my best friend, and that was amazing, super fun. But why I'm mentioning this is because we took her car instead of my car, because I had a low tire and that just kind of worries me. And I was like, can we take your car instead? So we split up the drive time, and with her insurance, she has like the drive safe and save. Yeah, that thing in her car. So it like rewards you for going the speed limit and, I don't know, not going on your phone when you're driving, stuff like that. So she drove first, and then I drove the second part of the drive, and I know that she has to go like the speed limit, because since I started driving, I don't know if I should say that, no, it doesn't matter. Well, I've been going like 5 over, because the people I had been riding in cars with before I turned 16 always did that. They're like, yeah, it's okay to go 5 over, you know, everyone does it. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I've been doing that for the past 3 years, because I'm 19, started driving as soon as I turned 16. And now I'm realizing, like, why? And then every time I come across like a cop, you know, on the highway or in town, I'm always like nervous. Like, am I going like too much over? But when I started driving, when it was my turn to drive, and I was driving the speed limit, I was like, this is really relaxing, like, honestly. And okay, maybe you're not gonna get to the place, I don't know, maybe you're gonna get to wherever your destination is like 2 or 3 minutes, I don't know, later than you would have been. But who cares? Honestly, like, I don't know, I feel like we think that we don't have enough time, but in a way, we kind of have all the time in the world. We just think that we're not going to have enough time to do things. But literally, we have like a lifetime. And if you just practice good time management and leave on time, then you're going to get there. And when you're doing directions to a place, I think it worked like in Google Maps, it has the speed limits calculated into it. So, you know, it'll tell you how fast you're going to get to the place. So, you driving over the speed limit, like 5 over, you're going to get there a little quicker. But you're going to get there in the same amount of time if you just drive the speed limit. And it's kind of funny, because you start to notice how many cars pass you all the time. And honestly, it's kind of funny. It's like, I wonder why they're in such a hurry. What are they in such a hurry for? I don't know. It's just kind of funny to like think about, try to like tap into their brains, like, I wonder what they're doing. And then you come across some people, you start to realize the people that, oh wow, like there are people that are going like the speed limit, like the 70 mile per hour speed limit on the highway. Like, cool, we're in the same boat. I don't know, I think that's really interesting. You get to like see the different types of people, and I don't know if it's good or not, but like in town, there will be people like, I'll go the speed limit. Like one road in our town, it's kind of close to a school, but not right next to a school, but it's 25 on that road for some reason. And I swear people go like 35, and I bet I've gone 35 on it sometimes as well. But now I'm like, no, it's 25. I'm gonna go 25. And people will be riding my ass like crazy. But honestly, I don't even care. And usually they don't stay riding your ass. They realize, I think they probably pass a speed limit sign or two, and they're like, oh, well, it is 25. I feel like that's what they're realizing. I don't know, it's just interesting. It's kind of like an experiment. And since I did that in my friend's car, it was a 3-hour trip. So 3-hour trip there and then 3 hours back. So I drove a whole 3 hours doing that. And honestly, I don't know, it was really nice. And that was about a week ago. And the couple times I've driven in my car in this past week, I've been putting the same practice into play. And I really enjoy it, and I think you should try it too. Okay, next is taking your time in the grocery store. Because, I don't know, I feel like we're all in such a hurry when we go into the grocery store. At least, I don't know, for me, like say I need milk and creamer, and they're in the way far back of the store, because of course the essentials are going to be way in the back. I know exactly where it is, so I like speed walk to get there, and then I speed walk back to the front, and then I quickly pay at the self checkout. But I'm like, why? You know, like, why am I in such a hurry? And usually, like, I usually forget something. Like when I get home, like, oh, I should have bought in this, or, you know, should have gotten avocados. But no, I was just in too much of a hurry. And for what? I think the only excuse I have is like, I love being outside, so I just want to get back outside. But if I just slow down and took an extra like 2-3 minutes, I don't know, like what harm is that doing? And honestly, I need to try this. I've been trying to avoid going to the grocery store. I don't know, just living with what we have at home and just try not to like continuously go to the grocery store and like buy more food, just like eat what's at home. But another thing you could try to do is just go to like the actual checkout. I mean, I know there's not a ton of them, like most places are self-checkout now, but maybe try going to the person one and, you know, seeing if you like talking to someone instead. I don't know, I feel like that can just be like another way to just slow down. Maybe have a conversation with someone at the actual checkout person line, and maybe it would be beneficial to your day, and you would have never known that if you just would have went in self-checkout. So I will be trying to do that next time I go to the store, but honestly, I feel like Walmart has all self-checkouts now, but I'll be searching for those actual person ones. Okay, next on the list is take your time eating. I know maybe this sounds boring and you're like, I got other stuff I could do with my day, but I don't know, I feel like, at least for me, I love food. I think a lot of people love food too, and especially when you take the time to actually make something, even if it's just like scrambled eggs or scrambled eggs with like cheese or a breakfast burrito in the morning. Like, you took some time to do that, so why not just like sit down and, I don't know, look outside, like enjoy the view of outside, or maybe, I don't know, read a book while you're eating. But that kind of, I feel like, at least for me, I think it like slows you down a little bit, so you're not like focused on just eating bite after bite. You're like, read a paragraph and then take another bite of food. But I think it would be good to just slow down when we do that, because what's the point? Why would you want to just shove all the food into your face? Like, are you really tasting it and enjoying it? Probably not as much as you would be if you just slowed down a little bit. And I don't know, I feel like then you can be like more present in the moment, because I don't know, I feel like that's kind of the point of all this, is because, at least for me, I feel like time goes by so fast. It's literally June 16th, 2023 right now, and I feel like it was just like April. I don't know, time goes by so fast. I'm like, was I really in New York in February? Like, that feels like 2 years ago. I don't know, just time has been going by so fast, and in some ways that can be good, because I know I have a lot of things I'm looking forward to in the future, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice if we could just get there. I just want to, you know, move and do my own thing, live my life. But what's the point in just wishing the time would go by super fast? Because time is going to go by fast. Literally every single second, the clock is just ticking. Seconds are continuously going. minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. It's crazy how fast time is literally going. And sometimes you don't even realize it. So just try to find simple things just in daily life that you can just slow down and take a moment to realize you're in the present moment. And maybe this sounds cheesy, but just try it sometime. Honestly, I think you might enjoy it. And now sometimes, like, for the most part, I'll be like doing my daily routine. I'll be working or showering or things like that I kind of have to do every day. But I'll be doing like something fun randomly, or even just reading on a hammock outside. I'll like randomly have like a little realization. I'm like, wow, I'm really living and enjoying this present moment right now. And it is amazing. I don't even know how this sounds to everyone else, but me, this is just how I feel in my head. And my best friend is like this too, and we just talk like this, so I don't know, I think it's definitely worth a shot. Like, why not just slow down a little bit? Because I know we can say life is short, but if people are gonna live till like 80, 100, you know how many years you have left? So many. Just take time to slow down during the day. And last on the list, this is gonna be a shorter episode today, but I have one more thing. It's to just forget about your phone sometimes. Because I know you, because I do it too. Especially like at work, you just pull it out real quick and check the time. Pull it out again, check the time. Again and again and again and again. Look for notifications, but check the time. And I don't know, especially I feel like if you're doing something fun or doesn't have to be anything extraordinary, just if you're enjoying yourself, enjoying the moment, or even say talking to a friend. This has happened to me multiple times. I just like talk to a friend I haven't seen in a while, or a friend I do see frequently, I don't know, but we're having a good conversation, and I just make it a point to never go on my phone because we're having a good conversation. It's not like I want to check it to look at my notifications, but I still make a point to just not do it, leave it alone. And sometimes like an hour and a half goes by and I love that because I was like in that moment just enjoying conversation with my friend, and I wasn't worrying about or being conscious of the fact that 20 minutes have gone by, 30 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. I was just looked at my phone after we had like our long talk and was like, wow, it's now an hour and a half later. That's crazy. I don't know, I think that's just really fun. Just I feel like a simpler way to live life and also make it a little more enjoyable, because I don't know, why do you want to keep checking like the time all the time? Like what even is time? Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Unless you have somewhere to be, yeah, that makes sense. Check your phone to see what time you need to head out by. But if there's really nothing pressing you have to do for the next couple hours or so, then what's the point of keeping and going on your phone? Honestly, nothing. And I keep referring to reading because I just love to read. But sometimes I like to just take my book and my water. I always got my water bottle with me. I take my book and my water outside, and it's just me, my book and my water, and beautiful nature. And I just leave my phone inside because I'm like, I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to look at my notifications and respond to texts or whatever. I just want to read my book and be in this moment. And then eventually I go back inside. I'm like, oh, cool, 2 hours later. I just think this is all ways to just slow down and just try to make the most out of life, because we're all humans, and honestly, I don't feel like the point of being a human is just to be a machine and just keep living the same day over and over again, keep making more money, and going home and eating and then sleeping and then waking up and going to work and then making money and then coming home and then maybe hang with your family and then, I don't know, like, yes, people do that and it is what it is. If you're fine with that, and that's all that matters. But I just think that life is about having experiences and relationships and, I don't know, just connecting to other humans and just trying to make the most out of your life. Of course, there's things we have to do because, yeah, we gotta have a job somehow, make money somehow so we can afford to live, of course. But, I don't know, I think we should all just slow down, make the most out of our lives because, you know, I think there's an afterlife, of course, because, I don't know, I think it's a little depressing to just think that it's like nothingness when you die. But yeah, I think there's an afterlife of some sort, but no one knows that for sure. So therefore, we just need to make the most that we can out of this life that we have right now. No matter how old you are, you can be 5 years old or you can be, I don't know, 55 years old. It doesn't matter. Let's all just make the most out of this life because it's the only one we know we have. And when you're old, I know you want to look back and say, wow, I love that I did all these things. I really made the most out of it. And yeah, that's what I want to be. So that is all I have for you guys today. Remember to slow down and enjoy life. And I will see you in my next podcast next week. Thank you for listening. Love you guys. Bye.